Compared to Avraham and Yaakov Avinu, Yitzchak, the second of the three patriarchs, relatively there's much less information about him, about his life, although between the three of them he lived the longest one. He lived 180 years, Avraham lived 175, and Yaakov, his son, only 147. Even in this week's Parsha, Parshas Toldos, which are basically the Parsha of Yitzchak, not too much clues as to who Yitzchak really was. The first part is about the birth of his twin sons, Yaakov and Esav. At the end, how he was blind, and his plans to bless Esav, and then finally he ended up blessing Yaakov. Just in the middle of the Parsha, there we encounter an active Yitzchak, where the Torah tells us how he moved, he relocated to Gerar, he farms the land. In fact, he's the only one of the three patriarchs who was an actual active farmer. And then how he digs wells. He digs wells. Torah goes into details. He reopened the wells that originally was dug by his father Avraham. And then he goes through a series of wells that he himself dug and tells us the names of some of these wells. And then how he struggles to retain them. Issues he had with others who wanted to take away Avimelech, who was going to take away his wells. What does all this mean? So first, why is there so little about him? And then, farmer, well digger, is this what Yitzchak is? Avraham will learn all about his life. Yaakov will learn so much of his experiences. All we know is that he dug wells. But it is precisely the lack of his notoriety which defines the essence of who Yitzchak was. Kabbalah will tell us that Avraham represents or is the embodiment of Chesed, Ahava, Avraham Ahuvi, loving kindness. Yitzchak is the sphere of Gevura, restraint, fear, awe. Avraham was the very embodiment of kindness, generosity and concern for the other. He was the ultimate extrovert, constantly giving of himself. You know the story, God came to visit him and he says, God, wait a moment, I got to take care of a few people. Yitzchak was the diametric opposite of his father. Although it says, Ele Toldos Yitzchak, Avraham Moed said Yitzchak that he had the same physiognomy, they had the same face, but in character, in personality, they were completely different. While Avraham was, as we just said, loving kindness, the extrovert, Yitzchak was the ultimate introvert. Where Avraham was love, he was awe. Where Avraham was expansiveness, he was restraint, self-effacement. We inherited from Avraham Avinu to be charitable, social commitment, kindness, which is the hallmark of the Jewish people. Yitzchak gave us fear and awe for Hashem, self-censoring discipline, and being humble in front of his Creator. Avraham Avinu traveled the length and the width of the whole Middle East, where Yitzchak stayed in Eretz Yisrael. He was in his boundaries, because his was an inward journey, a journey to the depth of self, to the essence from within. So Torah portrays Yitzchak as a farmer and a well digger. A farmer is one who recognizes the potential, the creativity, the godly creative part which is hidden within the earth. And it only grows once it's completely self-effaced. Digging wells means being able to search the inner core of the person's deepest recesses. That's what the Torah tells us. Yitzchak was digging wells. We have both qualities. We have the quality of Avraham and we have the quality of Yitzchak. We have the quality, thus responsibility to be extrovert, while at the same time find the depth within yourself and find the beauty and the depth of every single Jew on this world. By doing both of them, we're going to merit what Yaakov represents, the synthesis, the fusion of both, which represents the Beis Hamikdash HaShlishi. And may we have this now.